So Ben, can you tell me more about yourself, your position in the company and company itself?
Hi, my name is Ben Parker. I am the co-founder and CEO of a tech startup called Kronologic. We use AI to automate a lot of the hard skills for sales, marketing, and customer success professionals.
Great, thank you. So can you tell me what, let's say, problems you challenged when you wanted to contact us and which led you to contact us, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like any development team, you're trying to balance the speed with which you deploy and improve the technology you're bringing to market with the with ensuring that each deploy is a high quality deploy and you're not introducing bugs or other deficiencies in the product. And what we found was through working with a couple of smaller teams is that you can encounter QA teams that themselves might have different expectations of what QA really means. And so, we were searching for a partner, a long-term partner that understood our vision, understood our tolerance for bugs and other deficiencies, and would be able to work with us over the long term.
Great. So since we had a lot of, let's say, challenges during the time and that required some technical knowledge, can you tell me, were you satisfied with our skills and with our approach to problem solving?
Very satisfied. I mean, I think it's evident by the fact that, we've been able to do business together for many years now, that the skills and the rigor and the attention to detail that you and the entire team bring is excellent, right? I also really want to thank you and the team for your flexibility through the process as well. As anybody who's ever tried to develop a technology before knows, in an ideal world, you have a steady pace of forward progress, but in the real world, you have some floods forward, some pullbacks, et cetera, and all the teams involved need to be able to flex and adjust to those changing requirements. And I feel like you and the entire team did that extremely well throughout the entirety of our working relationship.
Great. And since we were in different time zones and we speak different language and we have different culture, did you ever saw some obstacle over there, or how would you rate that kind of cooperation with our offshore team?
From a time zone perspective, no issues. I mean, your team is responsive whenever we are doing anything. I think there's actually a real material advantage actually to having some time zone offset, because our engineers will have a PR ready to be checked, and your team will be in a time zone or in a window of time where they can do their most focused work, and then really it's about communication across those time zones, and I don't think we ever had an issue with that at all. You asked kind of a second part of the question, which was around language or cultural barrier. No, none. I mean, one of the nice things about engineering, specifically software engineering, is that that's really the language that matters most. And I think from a cultural perspective, as CEO, one of the jobs that you have is to be intentional about the culture you're creating within the company, and you're trying to strike a balance between excellence and perfection, as well as progress and it being an enjoyable and fun place to work. And I think the role of a QA team in a company, in a software company, is to be that gatekeeper, is to be the one that says, this is the threshold for what's okay. We must meet or exceed this threshold at all times. And I think it's important the way that is communicated. And I think you and the entire team did that extremely well. You're able to say, no, this has not met the standard. We need to go back and do more work on this, or yes, this has met the standard. Let's move forward and deploy as quickly as possible. And in a business environment, one must be careful and tactful with how they do that in order to keep a long-term relationship being good. And I think the entire time you and the entire team were excellent at doing that.
And also when we are in speaking with the gatekeepers, and how would you say that we face challenges related to all technical skills that we implemented in this project, and let's say onboarding new team members and sharing knowledge inside the team? Do you have any comment regarding that?
I think the most effective comment I could give would be that in all of the arenas you've just mentioned, your team were consummate professionals throughout the entire thing. You truly felt like just extended members of our team. When we needed to scale up and onboard more resources, I think one of the best compliments a business leader in my position can give a partner like you is, I never worried about it. I just said, these are the business objectives we need to meet. These are the things that need to happen. And you and your team just made it happen. As someone in my position, there are only so many things that you can actually dedicate your energy and your worry and sometimes your anxiety to in order to be effective in a day. And I really never had to do that. I never really had to dedicate, worry or anxiety to our QA process. I just knew that was going to get done, and it was going to get done to a high standard.
Thank you very much. And the last question: would you recommend us for future collaboration as your partner to others, or to continue working with us in the future?
Absolutely. So I would. Anybody that's assessing a QA team, period, let alone an offshore QA team, but a QA team, period, I would recommend your team. And, in this business, my next business, the business after that, I will be equating QA with your team. Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Ben, for this conversation.